yes, there once was a time when The Simpsons was one of the most amazing things on television. These days though, well, you know the score. So here we go with the very first Simpsons game ever made, and according to many people, the best Simpsons game ever made. And I must have to agree with them. Not only was The Simpsons great back then, so was Konami. Konami being the makers of this game, as you can see right there. Unlike now though. Okay, so here we go with the options. You can choose between the American ROM and the Japanese ROM. We're going to play the Japanese ROM. You got different modes for your credits, difficulty levels, and also once you complete a stage, you can go back to any stage you want. And another bonus is you don't have to play as player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4 to choose the character which you want. You can just go player 1 and then choose which character you want. Anyone who's played main will probably know about messing around with the settings, so you can actually go the character you want to go by using controller number 1. But not in this version. Okay, so coming to us from Backbone Entertainment. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Shitty screen options, and this game is no different than all the others which they release. But at least they give you the option to play the game in its natural look, in its natural state. Apart from that, you've also got screen size settings and a really shitty Vaseline on the screen filter. But we'll take a look at that later on. So as you can see, we're going Homer at the moment. He's definitely the strongest character in the game.
Come back here with my cake!
Blow up your balloon and go after Maggie. Ready? Go!
Ah man, tell you, this is difficult on an Xbox controller. Third? Surely I've got to be second. Okay, so let's take a look at those shitty screen options. Luckily you can change them mid-game. Okay, so we'll just bring up the pause menu. Okay, settings. Wallpaper, by the way, just makes the screen look like an arcade game. Oh, and here we go with the smooth settings. Now, to me personally, that looks like ass. It is disgusting. Ah, man. That's just nasty. Shit off. Okay, so here we're going with a bit of multiplayer action. You can actually play up to 4 players, just like the original arcade machine. And we are playing online here. And as you can see, it works really, really well. There's no noticeable lag whatsoever. Well, that is when the online section is working fine. A bit later on, I'll show you what happens if you get someone with a shitty connection joining your game. Now, as you can see there, Bart and Lisa are running around hand in hand, which is one of the main gimmicks of this game. You can pick up any member of your family, or pick up, or join I should say, and perform some sort of melee attack. Works quite well as well. Oh, Lisa throwing an atom bomb there. For some reason they're left out of the USA ROM. No problem in the Japanese ROM, mind you. Other differences between the American and the Japanese ROM are the Japanese version features different flutes from the trees. It also features a few little graphical improvements. And also when you finish the game, a few different members from the Simpsons cast will come on to say, wow, you've killed Mr. Burns. Okay, now, Watch this. This is what happens when you play online with someone with a shitty connection joining your game. That is not me pausing the game. That is not my video capture card going apeshit. That is what happens. There you go. Dragon Master, Haron, or whatever it said up there. Get yourself a better IP, because you're ruining the online gameplay for me and 3 other people. Or 2 other people, I should say. Look at that. It's bloody disgusting, isn't it? Fuck, man. Okay, so once you complete the game with every different character, you get to choose some of these lovely flashback options. Or bonus options, including a flashback option, I should say. You got a sound test for music, sound test for sound effects. Yeah, you got some little features showing you different characters who make cameo appearances in the game, and what they call the flashback section, which is, to be honest, really piss poor. It's just a couple of scans, which are not very good scans, I might add, of the original arcade flyers. Oh, and a timeline of the game's development. Great. Well, what you expect from Backbone. Anyway, if you've got an Xbox 360, you'd be a fool not to download this. That's the shite of the week. Hiryu whatever it fucking says. This is Golden Fighter in English, or better known as Golden Fighter in English. The ultimate shit heap from Culture Brain. In fact, everything Culture Brain made was a shit heap, but this is a special shit heap because this shit heap looks good in stills. But it doesn't stop it being a shit heap. You got 3 modes to play: story mode, anime mode, which is exactly the same as a story mode, and a versus mode. So let's take a look at the story mode / anime mode. Okay, well, typical story. Nothing too special there. Yeah, looks like some sort of, I don't know what it looks like. Tranny, maybe. Okay, it looks good, doesn't it, in stills? I was walking animations, what the fuck was that? What the fuck? Shit, I've seen homebrew games which look better than that. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Yes, this game is so famous for its lack of animation, its wobbly scrolling, and just complete and utter non-existent hit detection. It's a fucking joke. Jesus Christ. Oh, no, wait, oh, what the? It's a fucking joke, man. Did you see that? I fell over. It's like no frames of animation. I'm standing up. The next thing you know, I'm on my back. Now, why the hell are the guys dropping down from the sky? Does that make sense? Okay, here we go with the end of level boss. I suppose you could call him that. Mr. Taekwondo. Yeah, he just got punched to the chest and it did fuck all to him. Alright, he's down. And, oh no, he's back up. Oh. Now you might be surprised to know that Culture Brain actually re-released this game as Golden Fighter Hyper Edition, and they did slightly improve the animation, and I mean slightly, it still looks a fucking joke. But apart from that, the game was pretty much the same. Well, there's one or two extra options in there, but it's the same bloody shitty game. And I mean, who in the right mind would buy the hyper version of this shit if they've already played this one? You'd have to be fucking off your head. Okay, so let's take a look at the versus mode, which is set up more as more of a, how would you say, a tournament battle. So you can select one of 2 characters, fucking yippee-doo. Enter your name, so we just put our name as meh. And on to the battle, and hang on a minute. I did actually press punch then. What the hell is that blue energy bar thing? It doesn't make any sense, it just sort of wobbles around. What is it? Now, I am pushing forward there, but I'm not moving. Come on, you unresponsive controls. Oh, shit. I'm pressing all the buttons and nothing's happening. Come on. No, I don't want to jump. Oh, hang on, I kicked him then. Bloody hell. Like I said, if you pause this game, it does look quite good in stills, but it's a bloody joke. There we go, we're actually getting some moves out now. Oh, smell those pits. Now, is it just me, or does this woman have the exact same moveset as the guy? It certainly looks that way. Come on, we gotta finish the round. That's actually paused then. You wouldn't know, would you? No indication at all. I'll tell you what, the next time I get knocked down, I won't bother getting back up. Come on, hurry up and kill me. I'm not doing nothing. Hey, I lost. Thank God I can turn this shit off. Holy crap, this can't be the first Nintendo game I've featured on Retrocore 3, can it? Actually, I think it is. This is Snow Brothers, or Snow Bros. Now, I have this on the Sega Mega Drive, and I really do like the game, but I've never played it on the Nintendo, or the Famicom in this case, until this review. And I got to say, I am quite impressed with the graphics, although I've just got myself killed. It's colourful, and it's clean. Now, if you've never played Snow Brothers, the aim of the game is quite simple. Basically, you turn your little monsters into snowballs and push the snowballs around to knock out the other monsters. Very, very simple. You've got to make sure though that you don't get yourself caught in the snowball as you push it, otherwise you'll go colliding into the monsters with the snowball. Along your travels, you will find different items to pick up, such as bits of sushi and magic potions, or at least that's what they look like to me. And the magic potions will give you special abilities such as speed ups. Oh, I've got myself stuck on the ball there. Mind you, at least I do get a little bit of invincibility time. Now that little pumpkin guy, or jack-o'-lantern, whatever you want to call him, that just came on, he's a right little shit. Basically, if you touch him, you're dead. So yeah, Snow Brothers. Very cheap and cheerful game. Well, not really cheap, I must say. Okay, 10 worlds complete. Time to kill the boss. Or in this case, time for the boss to kill me. Yep, I think that's game over for me. Now, while the Sega Mega Drive had Streets of Rage, or Bare Knuckle in Japanese, the Super Famicom or Super Nintendo had Rushing Beat, or in the West it did actually have a few different names. I think the first one's called Brawl Brothers with 2 fucking knobheads on the front cover. But anyway, we're going to be looking at the third in the series, which some people regard as being the best, but it's still a bit on the crap side, to be honest. Now, as I was just waffling on there, you could see that you could actually edit the names and the colours of every single character in the game, which, to be honest, is a very, very nice feature. Whether you'd be bothered to do it is another thing, but at least Jellicoe gave us the option. Now I'm not going to show you, but this game does actually have a very lengthy introduction which plays through the stories of each character, and it's actually done in a style using these gameplay graphics. And even though it's using actual in-game graphics to tell the story, it does look quite nice and it works really well. If you can understand Japanese, I certainly do recommend watching it. So yeah, Rushing Beats is your typical walk-along brawler. Personally, I think this game looks quite nice. Unfortunately, the problem is the hit detection just doesn't feel right. And the sound effects don't have that meaty feel to them, you know, as you punch somebody. So it sounds like you're hitting a paper bag. On the plus side though, all the characters do have individual moves and do have their own weaknesses and strengths. As usual, you got the standard bloke here, and he seems to be the most balanced. Pretty nippy, good strength, and he has a lovely little charge attack where he can uppercut. Here we go, more plot. There you go, that was the uppercut thing I was talking about. It's funny the way the place explodes. The bad guy dies, but you just get knocked back. So here we go with more storytelling. This is quite similar to the way the introduction storytelling is done. These scenes pop up in between each level, and unless you can speak Japanese, they are quite boring, but if you can speak Japanese or read Japanese, it's quite interesting to know what the hell you're fighting for. So we're down to the sewers and we're fighting these, I don't know, great turds, I don't know, mutated frogs, I don't know what they are. You seem to be walking around in a river of piss. As you can see, the hit detection is quite difficult to figure out. But I do like the look of that spider, as they call it. Okay, let's take the uproot. Oh, no, better still, no, let's go walk in some more green piss stuff. Well, that's the end of me. Tell you what, let's stick with some more Jellicoe games. We're taking a look at one of their walk-along brawlers. Let's take a look at one of their one-on-one fighting games. Of course, still on the Super Famicom. Yep, it's Dead Dance, known as Tough Enough in the United States. Don't know which is a shittier title, Dead Dance or Tough Enough. Probably Tough Enough really, because just sounds like it wants to be tough, doesn't it? Okay, so you got a story mode, so 1 versus 2 player, and normal versus the CPU mode. Let's go and have a look at the story mode. You can choose 1 of 4 characters. And we'll go the girl because I remember when this game first came out, I always went the girl character. She seemed to be the easiest one to control as well. Okay, so Kotono vs Shun. Yeah. Jellicoe sure love their story, don't they? Okay, first thing you'll notice is the music is quite similar to Russian beats. In fact, that's quite true with all of Jellicoe's games. They seem to have their own little style of music, which is no bad thing. And to be honest, I quite like it. Another thing you'll notice is the graphic style. Again, quite similar to Russian beats. And it seems to work quite well. Okay, so once you finish a battle, you get this lovely little feature which I do think is quite a good feature to watch a replay, and you can reverse it, fast forward it, play in slow motion or whatever. But for some reason your character seems to move in and out of the background. Don't know why, you don't do that when you're fighting. Another very nice feature of this game is the more you beat the crap out of somebody, the more deformed their face becomes. They end up with blood pouring down the face, and not just a little bit. It starts off as a small amount, but the more you beat them, the more blood comes out. Here you go, you can see there he has got a bit of blood on her face now. So beat her a bit more, she might get worse. Oh yeah, you can see it's sort of a... Oh, it's looking nasty. Yeah, poor today. Control-wise, the game is more like a SNK beat 'em up more than a Capcom Street Fighter style control method. For example, Kotono, which I'm going here, her sort of spinny up kick thing is more of a Sonic Boom style movement. Same goes with their projectiles. Also, combination seems to be more in the line of art of fighting than Street Fighter. Graphics are pretty though. I especially like the parallax scrolling in each stage. But to be honest, for the real hardcore fighting game fan, you may be feeling a bit out of water with this one. You can't really pull off the fluent combos which you can in Capcom's games and even SNK's games. And there seems to be a bit of a lack of imagination as far as moves are concerned. For example, this guy I am now, Zazie, is exactly the same as the other guy, Shun. 100% exactly the same. Same voice as well. And again, like Hiryu and Ken, I guess. Another thing that lets this game down are the amount of characters which you can control straight away. I've only got 4, which is not very many. The other characters are unlockable though, but you know, you would like to choose them as soon as you put the game on, wouldn't you? Mind you, Dead Dance isn't such a bad game, but it could be better.